So we're at Planet Fitness today for a workout where there are no critics. I know a lot of people like to make fun of Planet Fitness, say that they can't get a good workout in here, but unless you're a Mr. Olympia contender, I'm pretty sure you can get in a solid workout at Planet, and I'm going to show you guys that today here with a back workout. So first, we're starting with the lats. You don't have to use this machine if you don't want to. I like using it sometimes. Sometimes I like using a wide grip pull down, but for today, biasing the lumbar and iliac lats. We're just gonna get under. This is just a warm up, but pulling down and in, and you should be able to get a really nice, good squeeze through the lumbar and iliac lats at this bottom portion of the movement. Coming back up, down, back up. And if you're not actually feeling it in the lumbar and iliac lats, you're probably going a little bit too heavy. You need to just lighten the load, get that really nice squeeze, get that mind muscle connection, and then as you're able to get that, then you can start increasing the weight, moving it up, actually putting a lot of strain on the muscle. But far too many people go too heavy on this, and they just end up doing this. They're like, why don't I feel it in my lats? It's like, because you're not actually engaging your lats at all. And you also don't need to go all the way up to the top either, because once you get past about this point right here, you're no longer really engaging that much lat. It starts to come off, tension comes off the lat, starts to go a little bit more into the pecs, a little bit of the upper back, but really not on the lats at all. So you don't really need to fully extend. Keep it a little bit down here and just squeeze down through here, and that'll get your lower and mid lats really well. We gotta keep it quiet, otherwise we'll get judged in the judgment-free zone. Last set, I did have my hands a little bit narrow, and because of that, I felt my elbow flexors working a little bit harder than I want them to. And that's something you want to pay attention to when you're doing different exercises. Is there anything else that's being brought into the exercise a little bit more than you want it to be? And you can always adjust your form from there. So simply by taking a little bit wider of a grip, I'm going to make sure that my elbow flexors are doing less work and that more of it is being directed in towards the lats. Not that it wasn't done well, but it can always be a little bit better. I have it on your weight. All right, let's get it. Oh, yeah. That's better. Nice. Nice. I like to alternate my lat work with upper back work. If I'm really trying to emphasize the lats, then what I would do is I would just do 2 lat exercises, and then I would move on to my upper back work. But if I'm just trying to emphasize it somewhat, then I'll do lat, upper back, lat, upper back. So right now we're gonna go to an upper back exercise. Just very simple, a row in a Smith machine. It's a very solid exercise. Better than a regular barbell row in my opinion. And my opinion's obviously right. So let's get after it. Good stretch. Oh. 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 For that set, I'll just take it to that. But for my next set, I'll probably do some additional shrugs at the end just to really tire out the upper back. But for that set, it's a good amount. further on the stretch. Yeah, there you go. This is one of the ways I like to do these. It's kind of hard to use straps on these, to be completely honest, because when you use the straps, a lot of times it'll actually tilt it back towards the machine and catch on this. So I don't typically use straps on this. I just use straps on my other exercises to make sure that my grip strength isn't failing me. But here's a way that I like to do these. I like to do it in a form where I pull all the way through, and then when I can no longer pull, I just do shrugs. Not reverse shrugs, but a bit more horizontal shrugs, because that will hit the upper traps really, really well, despite what some people will tell you about upright shrugs. Typically, your horizontal shrugs are gonna hit it better. All right, let's do this. Yeah, I love those. I love those. Give them a go. Having those shrugs after really kills you. Are you ready? Oh, okay. So you guys know that I like to experiment with different setups, try different things out, see how I like them. And that's usually how I come to the conclusion of what exercises I like most. I try not to let other people just do the thinking for me. If they do something, I'll try it out for myself and see how it works, and then see how I can adjust it to make it fit myself a little bit better. And I like the kneeling behind the bench for sure. It's a very, very good exercise, but I was just trying this out now, and I kind of like it so far, so I'm gonna do it for today, see how I like it, maybe incorporate it for a few more workouts, and maybe it'll become a staple, who knows? But that's how I determine whether I'm gonna keep something in my program or not. Or not program, but overall rotation. I like this because I get really nice chest support. I don't have to worry about any form of stability whatsoever. I can just hang out here forever and then pull. Yeah, I like that. A little bit awkward to get out of, but really nice stable setup. One of the main mistakes that people make with unilateral exercises, it's getting better. People are doing it less and less as they learn how fatigue works, but because the system gets fatigued after any exercise you do, it's really unwise to do an exercise with one arm and then just go right to the next arm. Like, if your system's still fatigued, it doesn't matter if your left arm is completely not tired, the whole system is tired. So you want to make sure that you're giving yourself plenty of rest between each arm. So maybe and you can do this however you want, however works best for you, but for me, what I like to do is I like to do one arm, give myself rest until until I just feel completely recovered in general, then move on to the next arm. Then completely recovered. Usually that takes somewhere between like 1.5 minutes to 3 minutes. So it's part of the reason why I also don't like doing unilateral exercises for a lot of things, because the longer you do that, the more rest you have to take overall. So I do like to kill two birds with one stone when I can, but there are certain exercises that just work better unilaterally, like this one. So the next exercise we have on the docket to finish off the upper back is a rear delt biased row. So the way you can think about it is this. The first exercise we did with the Smith machine was done with the elbows mostly flared out at around 90 degree. When you do that, you're gonna hit mainly traps and rhomboids, and then the rear delt assists. The way that this one works is you're gonna hit mainly rear delts, and the traps and rhomboids assist. So it's not like you can fully isolate one or the other. but you can make sure that one is getting a little bit more of the emphasis by how you place your elbows. And I find that a slightly greater incline on this makes that easier as well. Take a 45-degree angle, pull. Oh. I shouldn't have dropped the weight. Gonna set off the lunk alarm. It's all right. Looks like the staff isn't paying attention. I'm just kidding, they're really nice. So after I finish out my back, today I'm gonna be doing triceps. Now the reason that I'm doing triceps at the end, kind of as an afterthought, is because you can see my triceps don't exactly struggle compared to the rest of my physique. So for me, during this period of time, triceps are very much the last thing on my priority list. So already the system's accumulated a decent amount of fatigue, which means that it's not going to be able to output as much as it is in the beginning of the workout. So this is the time that I will put towards triceps. Not really a whole lot else during the week, just kind of maintaining my triceps rather than actually looking to focus on growing them a huge amount, as I need my physique to be a little bit more proportional. And I like doing these in a partials format. As they have better leverage at the top. But I can see that I need more weight, otherwise I'm gonna have to do 1,000,000 reps to get what I want out of this. All right. Almost guillotined myself. Oh, I should probably explain what I'm doing. So for this exercise, the way I like to do it is I like to do it in a mechanical drop set format where I take and I stand a bit further out. I get more of the short position for the triceps. And then once that's fully tired out, take a step in, which gets a little bit more of the mid-range. And then I might step in one more, or I might just turn around directly and move from here and then hit a bit more of this at the lengthened position. You'll see how it goes. I chose too light of a weight. It's gonna take forever. You can stop filming now. As you saw on the last set of triceps, I was using this attachment. Now, this attachment doesn't follow quite as good of an arm path as this long rope attachment, but sometimes, just depending on the day, I like the additional stability that this bar provides, and I like the fact that I can push a little bit harder with it. So, if you're going into the gym and you don't have the 100% most optimal equipment available to you, understand there's still ways for you to get in a good session. You don't need to be 100% optimal every time you do something. So I'm gonna use the long ropes on this one, but I also like using that one just as much. It just depends on the day. Sometimes you want something a little bit, sometimes you want that additional stability, sometimes you want the better arm path. I would love if there was a way to combine those two features together. I don't know how you would do it, but ultimately they both have their place and they're both good. Don't think that just because I was using that, I'm not gonna get a good tricep workout out of it. I absolutely am, and you can too. But obviously for here, it comes inwards and we can go directly out and follow a little bit more natural path for the triceps. But if you notice, take a look at the stack, I can't use as much weight with this. I can't output quite as much force. And so that would be a negative with this, but it's still going to be a fantastic exercise. Oh, all right, come on. So if I had to rank these, I would probably rank this attachment a 9 out of 10, and I would rank this one an 8 to an 8.5. So yes, I do view this as slightly better, but you can still make very good progress with either attachment. And it's the same with a lot of exercises, really. People are trying to be 100% optimal every time they go into the gym. Sometimes picking an exercise that you can just overload well and go hard at is going to be just as good. But if you can do the same thing with both, opt for the better option most of the time.